Hey, it's me again, back at it with another video. So, my name is Sinai, and today we're gonna talk about what I don't like. One thing that I don't like is when you put food in your refrigerator to eat tomorrow morning and it's not there, and it's like your family eat it, whoever eats it. Like, I have food and I put it in the refrigerator. I woke up, it's gone. Like, and I know it's not just me. And people, and then you know what I don't like? When you put food in your refrigerator and they act like you're going crazy. You're the one who's going crazy. Like, you never ate it, you never had it. I don't like that. Like, I went out to eat, I had food. I wake up today and obviously my food is gone. Like, and I think that's everywhere. And like, I went on like this whole rant about it. I complained. I was like la 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 for like a good 20 or 25 minutes. But a good couple of minutes, I like had this big ass complaint about food because like really, like, who's really not complaining about it? I know this bump is like bothering people and like, why you just don't pop it? I did and it's still there, so obviously it wasn't ready to pop, but like, yeah. Like, as you can see, like, I did my makeup yesterday, and you see, did my makeup, did my own eyelashes, like, these are individual eyelashes, like I said yesterday. I put it underneath my eye, so yeah. But really, like, I had food in here yesterday. Woke up today. As you can see, I woke up today because I'm yawning, and it's not there. And it's like, I know Casper the Ghost did not, and I know Casper the Ghost did not eat it. I know a zombie apocalypse didn't eat it. I know they didn't come in my house and say, "Oh, I ate my food." No, like, my food is gone. Like, no, my food is gone. And comment down below if you don't like when your food is gone, when you put food in the refrigerator and that shit is gone. Like, no. And like, I have brothers and I have sisters, and I know, like, they eat my food and they try to act like you never had no food in the refrigerator, or you didn't eat yesterday, or they try to act like they ain't eat it, but damn well some fat mofo ate it. And I know it goes to everybody, like, girls, they complain about their food, or guys, they complain about their food. Like, everybody complain about their food being eaten or gone by their boyfriend, their husband, their best friend, or brothers, sisters, cousins. Like, I know, like, you get mad when your food is gone. And it's like, alright, at least you could have saved me some. I had enough so one person could eat and the other person could eat. But it's like, nah, I just took that whole thing and ate it. So it's like, so I bought me a sandwich. Well, I ate it. Well, I shared a piece with my mom. So, but I really wanted what I had yesterday. So yeah, that's the number one thing I don't like. The second thing I don't like is when people people try to mock you, like, or like, I don't like when people mock you, like, it's annoying. Or I don't like when people think they right but they really not right, and it's even wrong than what you said. So yeah. And then especially when you know you did it right, and then they try to be like, "Oh, you didn't do it right, you didn't do it right," but deep down inside, you know you did it right, and they try to act like, "Oh." And what's that's another thing I don't like. I don't like when people come and try to take advantage of other people. I don't like that. Like, that's something I don't like. I see people out here, and like nowadays days, I'm not gonna lie. I know a lot of people nowadays days they're getting older, and I know like everybody knows like the most people nowadays days who have money is the white people, or you're rich, or you have your own company, or you have a disability, or you just old. And to me, I think that's the people who has the most money. Old people, disability people, rich people, rich white people, and people that have their own company. I'm not saying black people can't be rich. Yes, black people can be rich. Black people can have their own company and their own business. And I see black people that have their own company and their own business, which a lot of black people don't try to help other black people, and that's what's wrong with this generation. I think if you're black and if you're coming up, and I think if you're black and if you're a coming up black person who have their own business, I think you should sponsor other black people. Black people should help other black people. That's my whole thing. Because when certain things come out that people wears, like Jordans, Timberlands, and stuff like that, and Gucci Gabbana, like I know some of it is the same thing, but like when those stuff comes out, like majority of the stuff is like white people. I'm not saying white people has everything that black people don't have. And black people is trying to come up, and they really are. And it's like really hard for us black people to come up. And it really is. And I think other black people should help black people. And like Timberlands, like Timberland people said something racist about black people, like how they don't want black people to wear our boots and stuff like that. But it's a shame that they said that, because a lot of black people wears Timberlands. A lot of black people. I'm not gonna say Timberlands are bad or whatever. I'm saying like a lot of black people wear Timberlands. Like they do. And a lot of black people wear good. A lot of black people wear Timberlands. And plus, if you think about it, a lot of black people work hard. They do. And it's a shame because people is not trying to give like other black people a chance. And they're really not. And black like other people they like ashamed of black people. And I'm not gonna lie, black people are smart. Black people is smarter than white people. Telling the truth. And it's a shame that black kids now in these days will be like, oh, well, I failed like a history test. And I understand, like, I'm not gonna say, oh, I understand people failing history tests. One thing that schools don't have now in these days is black teachers. Now in these days, you have white teachers, Spanish teachers, and like in Chinese teachers. Like you have all different types of teachers now in these days. I'm not saying there's no black teachers out there, but it's rare. Like you don't see a lot of black teachers. And telling the truth, one thing about black kids, I think it should be more black teachers out there for black kids. Because I'm not gonna lie, I think black people understand black people more, and then Spanish people understand Spanish people now, and like I think it's a struggle now in these days because now it's like, all right, you get a teacher, like, all right, say if I'm Spanish, I'm really not Spanish, but say I'm Spanish, whatever, and I'm teaching, no, say if I'm white and I am teaching history to a black kid. I'm sorry, this is my opinion. I don't think white people should be teaching about history. I really don't. I don't think white teachers should be teaching history because they don't know nothing about. I'm not gonna say they don't know nothing about history. Like, yes, you could look it up, you could research it, and all that stuff. But at the end of the day, they don't know how it feels. They don't know how it feels to be beaten, then scarred, and being cut and abused because white people did it to black people. And I'm not gonna lie, like now black people would just sit on a corner and be like, and just drug addicts, which they don't know. Black people is way smarter than white people. And that's a proven fact. Like, white people bring black people down. And I think it's crazy. And I think one thing about black people don't get a chance. Like, I understand, like, you have black people who killed somebody, shot somebody, steal or stole something, or like drug addicts and stuff like that. I believe certain people who went to jail could change. I don't believe all of the black people who went to jail can't change. I believe in some of the black people who went to jail. It's just me. I believe in certain things. Like, I believe in everybody should deserve another chance. I do. Like, yes, they did you wrong back then and thing, but don't forget and um just watch what you do in front of them. Like if black people was the only one on earth, like what would you do? Like, I'm not saying black people's not trustworthy or black people's not loyal, but I'm saying is some black people out there who wants a job, who really wants it, who wants to grind for it and everything. That's why a lot of black people is dealing drugs. Why? First of all, a lot of black people is doing drugs because it makes them happy, it makes them calm. And I'm not gonna say black people can't do certain things. Yes, black people could do multiple things. And like, I just think that black people need like more help than anybody else. And same thing with Spanish people. Like, I'm not Spanish, so I can't really speak on the Spanish people, but I think Spanish people too. Spanish people are good people. Like, they really are. Spanish people is, I'm not gonna lie, like, I don't know, I probably will defend y'all, but Spanish people, yes, they are colored. Are they black? No, not really. They not in black, but Spanish people grind hard too. They try to get money. They want Spanish people get money so many different ways, and it's crazy. Like, I just think black and Spanish people deserve more help than white people, telling the truth. And one thing about Spanish people are the best, coolest people ever. Like, Spanish people do deserve chances too. Spanish people deserve a lot of stuff. And telling the truth, Spanish people deserve more, a lot too. I'm not gonna lie. And, oh crap! I just spelled water, but Spanish people deserve a lot. one thing they do deserve, Spanish people deserve like their own little building, their own little building, and get like, I'm not gonna say a lot of Spanish people, but some of y'all like deserve your own stuff. Like a lot of people, I think Spanish people work really, really hard for everything. And I'm not trying to be all racist or whatever, or like just be like, oh, I just think Spanish people deserve a lot, telling the truth. They deserve the equal amount of black people, telling the truth. Because Spanish people is kind of like colored people. And Spanish people work hard too. Like, I mean, Spanish people is good at building stuff, fixing stuff. I think Spanish people have more like they are more hands down, more hands down. They're good with their hands. Like they are just good. They good at building stuff, fixing stuff. They good at like a couple of things, but I think Spanish people is more good at fixing stuff, telling the truth. And I know there's people out here who does want to do their own business and stuff like that. And it's black people out here who has their own business. And I just think black people should support black people. Because you know how hard it is to do your own stuff if you're colored. I think if you're colored, like a lot of colored people support like white people stuff. And I'm not gonna say I don't. I do too. Like I support Nikes, Timberlands, Gucci, and all that stuff. But one thing about me, I'm not a big name brand. Like I go to like cheap little stores and get multiple things. Y'all people would be like, I want this new Adidas or I want this new sneakers that come out. And yes, I know the new sneakers is good with it. But I'm not gonna say white people don't hire black people. They do. Because black people, little did you know, black people is the people who's like helping making the sneakers. Like they help. Like deep down inside, it's black people, Spanish people, and they go to like a little oh my gosh, I'm about to say farm. It's not a farm, but it's like a I forgot what you call it, but it's like a little thing and whatever. It's like a little building. Oh, a factory. They go to a factory and they just sit down and like make the sneakers. And sometimes they even have machines now in these days. But if they don't have the machines, who's doing it? The Spanish people, the black people, and the white people just sit there and just be like, oh, she did a good job. Oh, he did a good job. But black black people and Spanish people are good with their hands. It's some black people. A majority of these black people now these days is not good with their hands. I think Spanish people is more good with their hands of fixing, building, and stuff like that. But I'm saying Spanish people works harder and they want it more. Some black people nowadays days they just want everything to be given to them. Like I don't think stuff should be given to them and stuff like that. Like when I was younger, like when I was like maybe 15, 16, yes, everybody had a mom or a dad or a stepmom or a stepdad or a foster family and stuff like that, and they wanted stuff given to them. And people used to be like, money don't grow on trees, you know. But money does grow on trees, so you expect them to be given. But I just think black people should support black people. Whatever race you are, you should support your race. I just think that. So yeah. And I think black people should hire black people in their company, telling you why I say black people should hire other black people. I think black people should hire other black people because they want it. They want it. Like, and some people be like, oh, but you stole in the past. But you don't know why did they steal. You don't know why did they do it. And I'm not gonna lie, there's a lot of people now these days who is poor and who wants to work. They want a job. They want to support your family. And some black people don't want to sell drugs, so they end up begging and being on the streets. It's not because they want to. Some of them they have to. Some of them went to their family too much, and their family was like, "Oh, screw it, I don't want to help you." Some families don't want to help other family members, and some of them just put them out. And that's why a lot of people act like that. That's why a lot of people steal. That's why a lot of black people, Spanish people steal. That's why a lot of people do that, do drugs, and that's why a lot of people sell drugs. Because I'm not gonna lie, people who sell drugs to me make the most money. I'm not gonna lie, and that's why a lot of females strip, because some of them had a boyfriend and some of them didn't have a boyfriend. Some of them have to grind, and there's a lot of majority of these girls who strips, who sell their body or have multiple part-time jobs, or just they on the street and don't have no money. A lot of people do bad stuff is because other people won't believe in them. And that's what it is. Like, yeah, I stole in my past and you said you want to change, so I'm gonna give you 2 chances. If you mess up, no, I'm giving you 3. If you mess up those 3 chances, it's over. Like, and a lot of people do want a chance to fix everything they did. And some people just want a job. And if you mess them up like 3 times, then okay, you leaving. But if you mess up once, okay, I'm gonna give you a second chance. But come on, black people needs to give black people a chance. And I understand, like, nowadays days you have to go to college, get a degree or a master or something like that. Or they want you to finish high school, and if you don't finish high school, you can't get a job. And nowadays days, nobody don't want to give nobody a chance just because you don't have a degree on this or you don't have a master's in this. Well, sometimes I'm not gonna lie. Sometimes you people don't want to do with school. Like, a lot of black kids don't want to do with school, and people in general don't want to go back to school just because you need this degree to do that. It's some people who's really really smart and who take tests and they pass the all the tests, the regions and stuff like that. You know how hard it is to pass the regions now in these days, and half of the stuff that's on the regions is not even there. Half of the questions that people teach in school now these days is not even there on the test. So when you go back on the test, it's like they didn't teach you this or they didn't teach you that. And it's people out there who take the regions and they don't stay on the topic for like a couple of weeks. They only stay on it for like maybe a week, maybe for like two weeks. Okay, after 2 weeks, if you ain't get it, you on to the next thing. And it's like, but I don't get it. It's people out there who don't really like. It's people out there who's visual learners who have to see what it is, and that's where a lot of teachers go wrong. I think all teachers should physically and literally go step by step. And if a lot of teachers do step by step by step, I think a lot of people will learn better, tell them truth. Because some people just can't hear you talk and do like da 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 da. They're gonna get lost after a while. They really are. I just think teachers should be visible, like not. I said the wrong word, but visual learners. A lot of kids are visual learners, And you got some people who learn just by you talking. And telling truth, now these days, like, you have school and school's not interested. Like, we get winter vacation, summer vacation, then we get spring break, and then in the middle of it we have holidays in the middle of it, like certain holidays off. So it's like we got more days off than more days we in school. And I'm not gonna say we need more school, because don't you? I'm not in school. I'm really not. I'm not in school. But I think a lot of teachers should work harder. And I'm not gonna put out there like teachers need to work hard. No, teachers do work hard. It's just that we, as us trying to learn and trying to do certain things, we need to try to like listen more or try to understand it more. And I know that those kids who ask 50 million questions as you explain it, but sometimes you don't wanna raise your hand and look like, oh, was one domino was 1 plus 3, and they be like, damn. I forgot what I was gonna say, but they be like, oh, was 1 plus 3, and they be like, oh, it was 4, and they be like, how did you get to 4? How did I know? It's some kids out that I know. It's some kids like that, and they don't wanna. Cause sometimes I'm not gonna lie, cause I was that kid when I didn't know something. I asked multiple questions, and I'll keep on asking until it got stuck in my head. But I'm a visual learner. I had to see it step by step to learn, and it's a lot of kids like that, and people who don't know. And to me, now it's grown-ups nowadays days, and there's some grown-ups out here who don't know how to read. They don't know how to do math, and I think they have programs for people like that, but they don't put it out there like that. And how would you know if they have programs like that if you don't like put it out there? That's my thing. A lot of people don't put certain things out there. Like, I think they should put certain things out there. Like, I know they have classes for people who don't know how to read and who sit there step to step. And I think people who don't know how to read needs to go to their classes. But I also think that people who don't go to those classes, it's some of it is, or some of it is the same age, or some of it is multiple people with multiple ages in it, and they just in class. So she could be 17 with a 20-year-old, and she could be like, "Oh, I read better." No, it's not about who read better. It's about learning how to read. At the end of the day, it's people who's 25 or 28 in this world and don't know how to read, or it's like somebody who's 29 and in their 50s who don't know how to read. There's certain people out here who need more help, and a lot of people are scared to ask for it because they don't want to look dumb, they don't want to sound dumb. And there's people out here who have disabilities and stuff like that, and that's one thing that gets me mad too, man. People, like, I understand you go to school, whatever, and you got disability, whatever. I see the people who's in, like, I'm not in school no more, but when I was in school, I seen the people with disabilities, and people used to laugh at them, like, oh, you in special ed, or oh, why you in special ed for? You can't read, or oh, you can't. No, it's people who's in, like, and I realize some people is in special ed for multiple reasons, and sometimes, and majority of the time, people is in special ed because of their behavior, and special ed is basically because of their behavior. Some of them is in there because they learn slower than other people. But special ed now in these days, a lot of schools put people in special ed just because of their behavior, and that's what it really is. Like, they could be like, and that's what it really is. And people just think, oh, because you in special ed, automatically you can't take state tests and stuff like that. No, it's people who's in special ed who could take state tests, and the only why they are in there is because of their behavior, and that is true. And that's a lot of schools just put a lot of kids who act bad in special ed just because of their behavior. And there's some people out there who is kind of learn slower because teachers don't know step by step, or they put them in there because they can't learn with a whole bunch of people. If it's like a whole bunch of people in there, they get distracted easily, and there's people in there who gets just get distracted easily. And it's crazy because a lot of people don't want to help each other, or now in these days, other people don't want to take other people's help. And I'm not saying just because other people don't want to help other people, but now in these days, a lot of people don't want help. They want to do it by themselves. They want to learn by themselves. But I'm saying, if somebody asks and like offer you help, I think you should take that help. I think you should take people help. Why do I say take people help? Because you're gonna need it, like, and then you're gonna see somebody who they offer the same help to, and then you probably be like, oh, like, say for instance, I'm chewing my gum, guys. I'm eating Winter Fresh. But like, say for instance that I'm poor, I don't have no money, I don't have a house, I'm living on the streets. Sometimes I'll sleep on a benches, sometimes I have to beg people for money, and I have to hold the doors for somebody to give me money. Like, I'll stand at McDonald's and just hold the doors, open and close the doors so other people could give me change, or people could give me like dollars, or they give me a little something. Or they just give me like a little bit of something, a little bit of money or something like that, so I could like get myself out. And there's this other guy, he does the same thing as me. He holds the doors, he wakes up every day, but he's not doing McDonald's. He's doing Popeyes, and we both doing the same thing, and we're just friends. We're cool. And if he don't have money, I have money. We help each other out. And say if one day a person goes to him and he's like, "Oh, listen, I see you at Popeyes every day, holding doors, and I see you trying to get yourself in a higher level. You trying to get yourself money, and I see you there every day, early in the morning, all the way to like 12 o'clock, and I see you trying to get money, whatever." And he's like, "I have a small business. Would you like to come and help me in my small little business?" And he tells him what he have to do. All he have to do is he'll be a janitor, like basically sweeping, cleaning bathrooms and stuff like that. And then he'd be like, and then we could work up from there. Then you could start doing paperwork. But at first, I need a janitor. Would you come and help me? And he's like, "Oh, I don't need your help. I don't need stuff given to me. Blase, blase. No, I don't want your help." And then he comes to me and he be like, "Oh, I see you every day. You doing this time, holding doors at McDonald's, and you always there, and you nice to people. You coming to people. Would you help me in my business, being a janitor? Would you be like the job? Would you like to have a job for being a janitor?" And I think about it, and I said, "Yes, no doubt, no." Like, yes, like automatically, I don't think about it. Automatically, I just hear a job and getting paid for it every day or every other week or every like something like that. And I hear the word yes, and he's like, "Oh, okay." And then he takes me And then he comes, he takes me to his new job, show me around his little small business, and like he cleans me up. He goes to the store, and I like take a little like shower and wash and make myself look good and make myself smell good and stuff like that. And my payday come, and I get like $350. And I'm like, oh crap, $350 in my pocket. Well, it beats handing the doors and whatever. And one day, and I'm staying at my job. He gives me like a little like little room, a janitor room, because I know sometimes janitor actually lives at the work spot just in case something happens or just in case somebody break in. I know sometimes they actually stay there and they get like a little bedroom and stuff like that. I know for a fact they do. So, and I stayed there and I lived there just for just for like a year or 2 years until like I started getting real money and I start saving up for my own house and stuff like that. And I go back because I remember this guy like after like 6 or 7 years passed. Like after 6 or 7 years passed, I go back to my place where I used to be at. I used to stand at McDonald's and stuff like that. And I'm like, I wonder if this guy, and I'm just laying in my bed thinking, I wonder if this guy still holds the doors for, I forgot what stop I said, but yeah. So I walk all at Popeyes. So I walked all the way to Popeyes, whatever, and I still see him, and he looked worser than what he did. And I see him, I'm like, oh hey, how you doing? He's like, oh hey, how you doing? Like you look cleaned up, you look so clean, whatever. And he's like, oh, so where you been at? I've been like the same guy who asked you for a job. He came to me next, and I took that. And look at me, and I looked all cleaned up. And I'm like, see, I looked all cleaned up. I'm clean up. I look all cleaned up. I am washed and clean. And look at me. I smell good. I look good. I don't hold doors no more, so I don't have to do it. And think about it. People who's poor, they do it all seasons. Summer, winter, spring, and fall. And they do it for all seasons. And like after a while, you get cold just standing out there, like holding the door. I was like, you don't get cold standing out there, like holding the door. I'm like, he's like, oh nah, and he looks worse. Or he looks like he needed to go to the hospital, or he looked like he needed or he just looked like a drug addict or something. That's what I'm saying. If people give you a handout, sometimes they doing it because they want to help you, and sometimes they not doing it just to feel sorry for you. Sometimes they just want to help you, and a lot of people these days don't want to help nobody. So if people ask you for help and stuff like that, and it depends on you. I know a lot of people be like, oh, but my pride. Sometimes you gotta put your pride down and just take the help, because you never know, that help will give you something bigger and better. And like I know like people watch my videos and they don't subscribe. I think people should subscribe because I am smart and I'm okay looking. I'm kind of pretty. So yeah, but I think other people should try to help other people or try to like make their day better. Cause I know a lot of days, a lot of people will be worse or sound worse, but yeah, or not pretty as much. But I think a lot of people should like help other people and try to bring them up. And like I said, support other races. And nowadays, a lot of colored people don't want to help colored people and stuff like that. But Sometimes they need to, and you never know what they're going through. So just try to help and be nice more. Bye. So now I back at it again with the talk. So I'll talk to you later on, and I hope you have a nice, beautiful day. And I love y'all.